We're following some breaking news out of Worcester right now. A pedestrian struck by a car. This was the scene at about 11:30 last night on Belmont Street in front of UMass Memorial. We are waiting more information from Worcester Police.
Also breaking overnight, an SUV crashing into a barber shop in Everett. Look at this. This was a scene around 2:30 this morning at 225 Elm Street. The crash causing some minor damage to the outside of the business. No word on what caused that driver to lose control.
And right now we're working to learn the condition of a man shot in Hyde Park. This happened last night at the Fairmont T Station. Police telling us the victim suffered life-threatening injuries. Boston and Transit Police are both investigating.
Right now, a man is dead after being shot by police in Fall River. The Eye Opener's Matt Reed is live for us in Fall River this morning. And Matt, you just spoke to that man's uncle.
Antoinette, the uncle of the victim, saying he is angry and upset, saying this incident should not have resulted with his nephew losing his life. This incident happened just before 6 o'clock last night when the Bristol County District Attorney's Office says Fall River Police received a call from a woman saying she had been assaulted Saturday inside this apartment here on Melville Street. The woman reportedly identifying her assailant as 30-year-old Anthony Hardin. According to the DA, when officers arrived here on Melville Street last night, an altercation ensued shortly after police entered the first floor of the home and resulted with at least one officer firing their gun. The DA adding that a knife was present here at the scene of the altercation, but Hardin's uncle says his nephew should still be alive this morning and wants answers about what happened inside that apartment that resulted in this deadly shooting.
I understand the police was sent to the hospital off a protocol just to check and make sure they was all right. What's the protocol for my nephew who's dead? He should still be alive today. And my family would like some answers.
Now, Hardin was transported to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. The two officers were taken to the hospital where the DA says one, if not both of those officers have been released. And this shooting remains under investigation this morning. Reporting in Fall River, Matt Reed, WCVB News Center 5.
Alrighty, Matt, thank you for the update. New overnight, authorities are investigating what they're calling an untimely death in Derry, New Hampshire. Details are still limited this morning, but we know that this was going on at an apartment complex along Linlew Drive. Both police and fire crews were on that scene last night. Officials say there is no danger to the public. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
The death of a 5-year-old New Hampshire boy has been ruled a homicide. Elijah Lewis's remains were found in the woods in Abington last month. A medical examiner determined the cause of death to be, quote, violence and neglect, citing facial and scalp injuries, malnourishment, and fentanyl intoxication. Elijah's mother and her boyfriend are being held without bail in New Hampshire after pleading not guilty to child endangerment and tampering charges. Those charges could be upgraded.
This morning, many questions remain after that SUV drove through a Wisconsin Christmas parade.
5 people were killed, 48 others injured. Here's what we know right now. The man accused of driving into that parade had been involved in a domestic disturbance just prior to the incident, according to police. Investigators say Daryl Brooks has a lengthy criminal history that includes allegedly driving over a woman at a Milwaukee gas station earlier this month. She was hospitalized but survived. Brooks is charged with 5 counts of intentional homicide after allegedly driving the SUV into Sunday's parade. Right now, 10 children remain in the ICU.
The community of Holliston is coming together after a fire destroyed the home of a family that has fostered hundreds of children. That fire broke out yesterday morning on Washington Street. Everybody managed to escape, but the home is a total loss. Bob and Edna Tockett have been fostering more than 300 children in that home over the last 5 decades, and they've adopted 8 children. The fire comes just days before Thanksgiving, of course, but the family is grateful what they didn't lose.
It might not be the same this year, but in my heart, I think that I'm just thankful that we're okay.
I didn't realize just how wonderful this place is. We'll get through and we'll rebuild, and it will take a while. Thank everybody so very, very much.
Friends have started a fundraiser for that family. You can find more information on how to help on our website, WCVB.com.
All criminal charges have been dismissed against 2 former top officials at the Holyoke Soldiers Home after a COVID outbreak killed dozens of veterans. It was one of the worst outbreaks of COVID in the entire country. 5 investigators broke the news when former Superintendent Bennett Walsh and former Medical Director Dr. David Clinton were indicted for neglect. That followed the decision to put put healthy veterans in the same unit as those who had either been diagnosed or were possibly infected with COVID-19. A Hamden Superior Court judge dismissed all of those charges, citing a lack of evidence that their actions amounted to a crime. Families who lost loved ones at the Holyoke Soldiers Home are devastated.
Disgust, anger, shock. It's amazing. Like, who's responsible then? Who was in charge? Who should be held accountable if not them?
The Attorney General tells us they are disappointed on behalf of the victims and their families, and they are evaluating their legal options. An attorney for Bennett Walsh tells 5 Investigates that he's happy with the decision and says he hopes the Attorney General decides not to appeal.
Happening today, a push to create more access to early childhood education. The state's Education Committee set to host a virtual hearing focused on early care, kindergarten, and child literacy. One of the bills set to be discussed would create universal pre-K for Bay State children. Another would expand full-day kindergarten access. The meeting gets underway at 11.
Turning now to the pandemic and growing concerns as cases in Massachusetts continue to spike. More than 6,800 new cases were reported yesterday. Keep in mind that is for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but that's compared to 5,200 last week. 17 new deaths were also reported, and hospitalizations, those are really up. There are 708 COVID-19 patients in Massachusetts hospitals right now. This is a look at that trend seen over the past month, and you can see a sharp spike in the recent weeks.
5:09 happening today. The President and First Lady are expected to arrive on Nantucket ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday. And take a look at this military aircraft spotted there on the island, bringing equipment to get ready for the presidential visit. Spending the holiday on Nantucket has been a Biden family tradition for years. The President and First Lady are expected to be there through the weekend. High school football headed back to Fenway Park.
2 sets of doubleheaders are set to begin today. This evening, East Boston faces off against South Boston, and North Andover will battle Andover under the lights. And then tomorrow, Blackstone Valley Tech and Nip